Okay, so we're here to talk about summer pruning, kind of why and how. And so here we're with a Gravenstein apple. It's on an M26 rootstock, so it's a dwarfing rootstock. So you see we have a few key stakes in a few key locations. And we're again more or less going for that Christmas tree shape with wide spaces between the branches so that we can get lots of light in. We usually start anytime from late July right through to September 1st basically, so all of August we do our summer pruning. And what we find typically is the longer we wait, the better as far as not getting water spouts back. Sometimes when you prune early in summer you get more water spouts back depending on how much irrigation is being applied, and that can be fine. But if you're trying to keep a really big old heritage tree in shape, we usually wait till later in the summer. Whereas young trees we can start early because we're trying to basically stimulate fruiting buds and let some light into the canopy. So okay, we're going to start with this tree here. I think we should start by just identifying what has happened this growing season. And so here, for instance, we have a cut that was made last year, a winter pruning cut, and then we had this shoot straight up. Okay, so we're just going to focus on this one branch to give you a good idea. Basically, the first thing I would start with is that there's some growth coming up here from the bottom, and we do want to get a little bit of space in there. So I'm looking at this little branch here, it's coming down. Let's just prune that back to a couple buds, and then that can turn this nub left over into a fruiting spur over time. So we don't need a branch there, but a fruiting spur would be nice. That's what we can accomplish with summer pruning. So same thing here, we've got a couple in there that we can just head back to 2 or 3 buds and try to get some fruiting spurs in there rather than more branching. Now with this stuff here, you know, I'm looking at this tree. We actually want the bottom to be, typically on this type of tree, we want the bottom to come out further and catch more sun. But in this case, we have a current here, so that's kind of taking the place. But this branch, we probably don't want it coming out that much farther. And there's not a lot of space here. So I think we should just work on fruit spur development for this branch. So again, I would just cut back to 2 or 3 buds here, like so. And on this one as well, I would say back to there. This one as well. So now what we're gonna have is this is gonna all girth up over the summer, get quite a bit thicker, and it's gonna harden up, and we're just gonna have hopefully a number of fruiting spurs in this area rather than a bunch of new growth. There's just not the space for it. So yeah, that branch is pretty much kind of a microcosm of the whole tree. We're just thinning to let light in, heading back to create fruiting spurs where needed, and open things up.